After all, she was too sweet of a girl for her words to be anything but misplaced. Need to take a break there, sorry. I just can't find the courage. Maybe I should come back another day. But what's the point of waiting? I need to apologize and get the weight off his back now. She gathered her courage once more, this time determined that she would do it. The white-haired girl moved her small fist towards the door, which then swung open. Oh no, don't tell me she knocked in his face. Michael. Michelle. I read somewhere that his name is actually Michelle. Ah. Sorry. Please, you must announce your presence. I almost walked right into you. Are you in that much hurry for a mishap? I'm sorry. And I believe I told you to stay away from my chambers. You did, so I spent a long time debating whether I would, but I decided I really wanted to tell you this. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Oh well, actually, hold on. Nothing, okay, we're going back to the story. Well, actually, I'm truly sorry. What? The other day I could barely manage to get through, bleh. The other day I could barely manage to get to the words in my head all the way down, all the way to my mouth. There was no room in my mind for anything else. I shoved my own thoughts and feelings into your face, not considering that might not be what you wanted. Just running non-stop, not thinking at all. I was terribly disrespectful to you, completely selfish. You're a kind-hearted man, I truly believe that. But you were only being courteous because you're a nice man. I'm sure you have little interest in the affections of a queer little girl. Wait, what? So... I would love it if I could stay here. It would be a wonderful blessing. But if you really don't want me here, if my feelings are imposing upon you, then I apologize. I'm sorry, and I take my leave of this house. Awkward silence. I'm sorry. Don't be. My mind went blank for a moment. What? I find it difficult to comprehend you. The other day you were firm in your intentions to stay, and now you say you will leave without a struggle. You hold up in your room for so long. I thought that you didn't want to see me around. To be honest, I want to stay here. I do. I think you should do whatever pleases you. Huh? You can stay or you can leave. I will not pressure you to do one or the other. So, I'm not imposing. To tell you the truth, I had to think about that for some time. However, I have now come to something of a solution. Since you're here, come into my room. But I thought I wasn't allowed to. To prevent what happened almost... To prevent what almost happened a few moments ago, so we don't accidentally run into each other. Sorry. You're forgiven. Now come in. Okay. This is this a necklace? If that's what it looks like to you, then I suppose that means I succeeded. Pick it up. It has a little bell. Did you seriously put a bell on her? It's adorable. Please make an effort to wear that while you're in the house. Because it's so dark, there will always exist the risk that we might accidentally bump into one another. So I tried to come up with a way to reduce that risk. Does that mean you didn't leave your room because you were working on this? That's right. What other reason would I have? I think most people would assume it's because they had put you in a bad mood or that you didn't want to see them. I have little sense of how most people see the world. Sorry. I appreciate it though. I'm really glad to know that you put so much thought into a life together with me. Nothing. Okay, we're good. It would be difficult not to after the other day. Yeah, I'm so happy right now. I can't think of any better word to describe it. I couldn't be happier. You're being dramatic. To tell you the truth, I feel a little bad about it. Why? It seems rather impertinent to affix a bell to someone. Yeah, it does. You're not livestock, you're a person. That's why you turn it into a necklace. Thank you very much. I'll keep it on me at all times. I really, truly appreciate it, Lord Michelle. Michelle. Am I pronouncing it right? Is Mikel or Michelle? Don't call me Lord, please. Alright then, Michael. I just call you Michael or Mikel or Michelle or however you pronounce his name. And will you please call me Giselle? Okay, Giselle is not blanked out. The windows. No, he would not call you Giselle. What? If we could open the windows. Never mind. I was just thinking you wouldn't need the bell at all if we could get some light in here. They can't be opened? They're rusted shut. All the windows have been shuttered for as long as I've been here. I assume you had boarded them all up. That was done long before I arrived. After so many years here, though, I hardly consider it an inconvenience anymore. What happened long ago? It also serves to repel wanderers. Well, not everybody. Oh, really? Is there something odd about that? No. It's just, I realized I had the wrong impression about a number of things. As I learn more, I see things in a different light. I see you in a different light. and I'm sure there's still plenty more for me to learn. Of all the people I have ever met, you are perhaps the most difficult to predict. Not only do you have no admiration. Did I read that word correctly? Adversions to the darkness. You... The dark has always been a close friend of mine, which isn't easy. Which isn't easy to say. I dislike the sun. Uh, its light, its lights can simply be too strong for me. I'm like some kind of unholy monster that can't be exposed to the sunlight. No, you're just albino. You are anything but unholy. My name will suit you much better than me. I just something happened. What is that sound? Ha ha ha, what a beautiful story, much better than the real thing, is it not, my dear? The real thing? Oh god, what is that? What is that sound? I hope you guys can hear what's going on in the game. That day when I first saw Giselle, I was wary of her apprehensiveness. What? Apprehensive, yeah. I didn't want her anywhere near me. Oh god, something else. Nothing. But, as my doubts of her faded, what is that sound? It sounds like something is crawling into some dead body. I began feeling something very different. Ah, it sounds like tearing flesh. I began to feel something very different, as though the lump in my heart has melted away. I began to yearn for her at my side. For her to be at my side. Knowing full well it couldn't possibly last. Knowing full well how foolish it was. I found myself captivated by her. I found myself something is going on. Captivated by her, I found myself wishing. There always has been, of which I say can simply, like some kind of that can't be. You are anything but unholy. Much better than the real thing, is it not, my dear? Fuck you, okay? Whoever you are. I found myself wishing to have her stay with me. Beautiful. So the story is fake. This is the witch doing, I'm assuming it. And that marked the true beginning of their quiet days together in the dark mansion. They acknowledged and accepted each other's presence, no longer isolating themselves, but actively, regularly conversing. As mundane as it might seem, it was something they had been unable to attain until then. Nevertheless, they were still somewhat fumbling around in the dark. Fumbling around in the dark with one another, drawing closer and pushing away again. Michael, or Michelle, or Michael, in his own ungraceful way, was beginning to open himself up to the things she said. And the white-haired girl, not Giselle for some reason. Her name is Giselle, but we still call her white-haired girl. Was beginning to smile with greater frequency. They had taken to dining together, and her wish of learning to read was being granted. He taught her in the feeble light of a candle placed upon the table. The two sit across from one another. Though I'm calling him Michael, okay, fuck it. Though Michael seems to be well educated, he had not been instructed in the arts of teaching, so he found the process quite grueling. Why? Because she was a terrible student? But the white-haired girl, the longer it took, the better. Her primary objective was, after all, to spend time with him. The days passed, and eventually she reached a point where her comprehension was adequate enough without assistance. Her next request, then, was for them to read through a book together. Have you read every book in the library? No, I stopped looking at them after a while. Most everything I'm sent is dull, uninformative dreck. The Diary of a Lord, foolish make-believe tales. You're not fond of fiction, I take it. What value is there in the lies and fantasy of another? Damn. Stories can be invigorating. Tales of adventures can take you to places you never go. Legends of heroes, folklore, stories of otherworldly phenomena, just like this one. They can be terrifying and they can be exhilarating. They may not be real, but they give you a little glimpse into the other's heart. Let you feel like you're seeing the same thing they saw. That's interesting. Seeing the same thing they saw. You are a very empathetic girl. Fiction inspires nothing of the sort in me. However, perhaps long ago it may have been able to, though I can no longer remember what it feels like. I'm sure it will come back to you. You're not an empty man. Sorry. I'm making you uncomfortable again. How about we read this book today? Damn, look at this book. It appears to be a collection of legends. You haven't read this one yet, then. That's good to hear. It would be more enjoyable if it's a new experience for the both of us. That sounds like the tearing of flesh for a minute. It looks like it's a record of local legends. The music stopped. Okay, never mind, it's back. The book is divided into several sections, though it may appear to be mostly superstitions. Hey, I'm curious of what kinds of stories this area has. One of a witch. The two of them were looking down at a simple undecorated volume. As the white-haired girl had said, it seems to be a collection of local legends passed down generation to generation. They sat across from one another at the table her turning the pages and Michael simply watching so as not to brush against her. Eventually, their eyes were drawn to a particular word on one of the pages, bringing her hands to a stop. The witch. I knew it. Hold on. Ah! It's completely blanked out. That chapter detailed the story of a witch, or more precisely said, witch's curse. The story went something like this. Oh, that's the music from the save screen. There was once a witch, skilled in the dark arts. She lived a meager but peaceful life along the other villagers. But then a long drought struck the village, which the people blamed on the witch. The witch was sentenced to death, and the fire blazed around her. Smoke rose high into the air. What's that sound? The smoke soon became rain clouds, blessing the village with an end to the drought. That's not how smoke works, but okay. The crops were revitalized. The villagers fancied themselves heroes. I feel like she's getting mad in the backlogs. No. However, the rain also brought madness upon the people. Though the earth below them was lush and fertile, the villagers were losing their minds. And they eventually began to take each other's lives. Okay. The witch still lived on, in the form of a curse. Many fell victim to the witch's curse. Though it did not only take, it also fulfilled people's desires. The house? The villagers had gone mad, but their wish for freedom from the drought had been granted. Thus the legend began to pass down as follows. The witch will grant your wish in exchange for great sacrifice. As smoke in the sky, she watches down upon us from above. To reach the witch, climb for the heavens. But know that the road is a road to destruction. Is she going crazy in the backlogs? The witch will grant your wish. No, the witch has been quiet this entire time. People still believe the witch legend even now, I suppose. And that's why I face the accusations of being a witch. This is not an area very welcoming to outsiders, especially one who stands out as much as you. What brought you to this region in the first place? Mine is a story I'm sure you heard before. I was cast out from my house. I come from a very poor family. We could barely even afford to keep everyone fed. Being as weak as I am, it was only natural that I would be the first to go. No. The first to go would normally be the strongest one in the family because they could take care of themselves. Why would you send out the weakest one? They can't fend for themselves. Unless you want them to die, then yeah. I see. What I don't understand though is why the witch said to grant people wishes. Why the witch is said to grant people wishes. That is to say that she had reason enough to hold a grudge, but not to give people things they asked for. All we have to go on is a few pages. There's no saying what might have been changed or added over time, and is almost certain the entire legend isn't written here. Is the legend written in the backlogs? Certain of the legend written here. That said, if we are to accept everything as written, you can infer that the witch's reason might have been... Ooh. Something happening. Detail the story of the witch, more precisely, the witch's curse. The story is something like this. There was once a witch skilled in the dark arts. The meager smoke became rain clouds. Losing their minds had been granted. Thus, the legend was passed on as follows. The witch will grant your wish in exchange for great sacrifice. As the smoke in the sky, she watches down upon us from above. To reach the witch, climb for the heavens, but know that road is a road to destruction. Nah, we didn't get the full legend. That said, if we were to accept everything that as written, you can infer that the witch's reason might have been, and that is, if you truly want it that much, you can have it. But I will make certain your suffering outweighs it. Oh, if you truly want something, then you can have it, but she will make your suffering outweighs that. Despair that comes after a moment of happiness is far more agonizing than despair alone. Yeah. I presume that is why the witch decided to grant people wishes, to see them in despair. That is one way to look at it. May I ask you something? Go on. When I first arrived here, you told me that a cursed witch used to live in this mansion. After reading this legend, I am now finding it hard to believe you made that up simply to scare me away. I appropriated the tale, nothing more. It said the witch was born in this house. So the witch was born. Books. No thing, okay. What? Quite the place my family found for me. But it was a clever decision putting me here, I think. Not many people are likely to come near a house with such a pedigree. But... no, never mind. That makes sense. I suspect I know what she was going to say then. Where's the maid from this era? I just realized that we haven't seen the maid yet. If the witch is said to grant wishes, then wouldn't that also attract people who so desperately want something? Maybe the price is too much for them to pay? They do not care. They do not care what price they must pay. And perhaps she was correct. Perhaps there had been those who had come to the mansion chasing after the legend. And perhaps they had encountered Mikkel, touched them and lost their lives. On that day in the garden, he said, "Many things are buried here." Perhaps that includes such visitors. That would make sense. I wonder if that story might be more than mere supposition. If the witch of legend really did exist, what would you do? Nothing, you've been quiet. Even though we're talking about you specifically. What would you do? It might be nice to talk to her, maybe. That's all, really. I feel a little bad for her, though. The only people who ever visit her are dare to ask for something out after all. I can only imagine just how lonely that must be. I swear I cannot comprehend the way your mind works. I can. You've been quiet. You've been real quiet. That means you're doing something. Sorry. Although, if we assume the legend is true, I have an idea what climbed for the heavens might mean. The tower? Oh. The mansion has an observation tower. Or I suppose what used to be an observation tower. At any rate, it's quite a tall structure. This is the house where the witch was supposedly born. A tower reaching for the heavens seems like the perfect place to find her, if she really is here. Oh yes, I remember seeing a rather tall structure as I first approached the mansion. Would you like to see it? Of course. Please lead the way. They've been real quiet. The two of them left the library, made their way to the room with the stained glass window, but that's not the... At the far ends of that room were the stairs to the observation tower. The tail of the witch had peaked, whatever. The white-haired girl's piqued the white-haired girl's interest, inspiring her to put herself forward to satisfy that curiosity. She had, after all, been accused of being a witch herself, so she undoubtedly felt an affinity to the legend. What a sweet girl she was. You're finally beginning to show personality there. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. What a sweet girl she was indeed. I love the art. Like, the art for this is nice. With Michael in the lead, the two climbed a long spiral staircase. There were many more stairs than the white-haired girl had anticipated, and she soon found herself short of breath. Rectangular windows were carved out of the stone in regular intervals. Peering through one of them, she could see a village in the distance. A pleasantly cool, high-altitude breeze brushed across her face. Ooh. After much climbing, they finally arrive at the top, where a door made of partly rotten wood stood. Michael pulled open the door, revealing a small room with no windows or doors in sight. Wait a minute. This was the first story. Door 1, the white-haired girl was recalling a story about a girl being trapped in a tower. This is the top of the tower. Despite being called an observation tower, you could hardly observe anything from here. From there. Let me check the backlogs. She's been really quiet. Her face contorted in confusion. The white-haired girl threw her gaze about the room. Glancing up, she saw only a darkened ceiling, and slightly below it a small window, though which through which shone a little ray of light. The beam cleaved through the darkness like a sharpened blade of a beautiful sword. The darkness draped over the rest of the room only served to make more impressive that solitary ray of light. It had a magical fairy tale quality to it. As a being pulled in by it, she drew towards the light. I suspect there was once a large window in this room. If you look closely, you can see seams in the stone of the wall. The color of the stone differs slightly on either side of the seam. I presume something caused them to seal off the window after it was built. Though I don't know what that something might be. Oh, I thought she was like taking over for a minute. I pulled out, something might be. Did you see something? Oh! When Michael's eyes fell upon the white-haired girl wrapped in that beam of light, he spurred to a stop. The man who never flinched at anything, who had long since distanced himself from such stirrings of the heart, was utterly bewitched. Nice choice of words. And also you notice that the title box is clear. It's not black anymore. This is a beautiful painting though. A painting? I mean art. But whatever, it's a drawing. Bewitched. He was utterly bewitched. He had never seen her illuminated so vividly before. And he was having a great deal of trouble finding the words to describe her striking beauty. For someone who has been chased out of her home and accused of being a witch, the white-haired girl looked less like a practitioner of dark arts, and more like one of the hosts of heaven. Why did the music stop? Okay, it's back. Okay. Michael undoubtedly felt the same way, for his gaze was affixed firmly upon her. Aww. Dazzling, isn't it? Like a staircase leading to heaven. Yes, perhaps so. Oh god. She's now. Oh, now she's mad. Wait. Wait. Who is you? Wait. White-haired girl, Michael, white-haired girl, white-haired girl, white-haired girl. White-haired girl, white-haired girl, Michael, question mark. Wait, was this always here but I ignored it? As a bit of an aside, I like to share with you a little fact of life, my dear. Humans have a far greater capability to hurt, betray, and forsake others than they do of love. That they do to love, trust, and protect them. And that's precisely what the majority of people do. Yes, I believe you know good and well that no matter how much you may trust someone, they're still going to abandon you in the end. Did you speak? Did she stop speaking in red? Did you speak to me before? White girl, Michael, 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 white girl, white girl, white girl, Michael. No, I think that was the first. Okay, good. I didn't want to miss anything. That no matter how much you may trust someone, they're still going to abandon you in the end. You must have a far greater capacity to hurt, betray, forsake others than they do of love, trust, and protect them. And that's precisely what the majority of people do. Yes, I believe you know good and well that no matter how much you may trust someone, they're still going to abandon you in the end. Is something the matter? No, I'm fine. You sure? You sure? Yeah, you don't look fine. Still gonna abandon you in the end. I had to keep reminding myself, this is all fake. Like, nothing here is real. Like, this story here is a fabrication that she made up, right? You know, it feels like there's something odd in the air here. It feels like someone actually might be listening. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that someone is the witch. If the witch were to speak to you, what would you say to her? I would ask her to tell me her true feelings. To tell me what kind of person she was, and what kind of pain she had to endure. Oh! My dear, the two of us have much more in common with each other than anyone else. We both suffered at others' hands, and we both deserve to have our vengeance. Oh, is she responding to her? The white-haired girl? I just want to know what she felt. This woman people branded as a witch. Branded a witch. The legend was written from a neutral perspective. Doubt. It's possible she was a fearsome witch. It's also possible she wasn't. Oh, so now you're not saying anything. I get the feeling she was just persecuted like me. Like me and you. Unlike you, I truly am impure. I disagree all you want. Wait, what? I disagree all you want, but my touch kills. I am a strange, incomprehensible, irrational creature. Oh, here we go. Wait. Go on, what's the matter? Make this tale your reality. Surrender yourself in this moment to this beautiful story and remain here in the mansion with Giselle. Watch, in this moment, this dream. Who are you? Oh, there's two different people then, talking. Well, that's a surprise. You actually have a conscious mind. And are you aware of who you are? You know nothing. Who are you? Someone you once spent a great deal of time with. I must say, I am impressed you made it back here, my dear. Breaking the fourth wall. Your soul was grounded into dust. Your soul was grounded into dust. The white-haired girl? It will all come back to you eventually, and then I will be there with you again, my dear, whispering into your ear for centuries to come. And this time I will not fail. I will mold your soul into the same shape as mine. I'll mold your soul into the same shape of mine. Disagree all you want about such skills. I'm a strange, incomprehensible creature. Or maybe I'm not even a living being. And that's why when I touch something that is, I bring them death. If only I actually were a witch. Ah, what a wonderful little show these puppets are putting on for us, wouldn't you say? Is that all you have to say? If I only... If only I was actually some kind... If only I had some kind of extraordinary power, regardless of whether it came from God or the devil, then I would be able to grant people wishes. There's something. Same shape as mine. Is there any other period of time where you talk to me? No. My wish need not be granted. But it's what I want too. I wish to be able to touch you. I would be perfectly content with nothing changing, but changing with us never being able to touch one another. I would be more than happy with that. But I'm allowed to dream, aren't I? Giselle? Giselle? Indeed, that is Giselle. The white-haired girl standing there is Giselle. It doesn't have to be in this life. I pray the day will come that we can get closer, even if it has to happen in another life. Happiness is very much a stranger to me, but I'm allowed to dream too. The white-haired girl standing there is Giselle. You are... I will never touch you, I swear. I swear it. We once read a book together. It was by the fireplace. Okay, so I'm guessing this is my goal. Read a book together was by the fireplace. I will never touch you, I swear it. But I would like to dream about it. I would like to imagine placing my hand upon your cheek. You can. Reach your hand up for me. No. You did not. Those memories are false. Books belong in the library. Why would they be by the fireplace? Shut up. You're gonna kill her. I will imagine it too. I'm imagining your fingers running through my hair, brushing up against my skin. Why would it be by the fire? You're trying to gaslighting. This is gaslighting right here. I can feel your warmth. There was a wall between them, a wall they could not cross. Oh god. Curse them, slaughter them, revile them, inflict eternal suffering on their souls. Take revenge on the fools who laugh as we agonize. There was a... Oh cool, it brought back the narrative. But if it did, it would mean the white-haired girl's death. No matter how much they yearned for it, they could not touch one another. So they did so within the confines of their imagination. Envisioning it as much detail as they could imagine. Is there anything else you wish to say? You were quiet there for a minute. It was sad but sweet, a moment of pristine... It was sad but sweet, a moment of pristine, untainted beauty. The two of them emancipated serenity. As fitting as the word curse might have been to the mansion as a whole. At the top of the observation tower, a pure bond was being shared. A fleeting moment between a young man with a cursed touch and a kind-hearted, beautiful girl. The dream did not last long. No, for God is quite cruel. I'm sure that God, and I'm pretty sure that's the witch. They simply wanted to be together. That was all. Their wish was hardly unreasonable. Only a quiet, peaceful life together. But misfortune was creeping ever nearer, its footsteps growing more and more pronounced. You're gonna say something? You're gonna say something? I know you want to say something. The footsteps becoming more pronounced. Is that the footsteps I hear at the beginning of this door? There were people down the observation tower. Oh god. Oh no. Is someone at the door? The flow of time was hazy within the mansion walls. They had little way of telling whether it was night or day, preventing them from knowing exactly how much time had passed. The white-haired girl had made a habit of climbing the observation tower ever so often to see whether the sun was up, which allowed her to approximate the time of day. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Consequently, when she heard the knock on the door, she was not aware just how deep the night was outside. That forest and beasts like lay that forest and beasts alike lay quietly at rest. Alright, the stores in the cellar are almost exhausted. It must be this month's delivery. Not thinking it was worth bothering Michael over, she made her way out of her chambers and headed for the entrance. There had only been a single knock, leading her to conclude that, as before, the servant had simply left the box outside the door. Without a second thought, she opened the door, and there she saw a strange, vagrant man standing in the moonlight. His clothes were tattered, his bearded face bony and emaciated. Oh, so you're being quiet now? Okay. She gasps, shrinking back several paces. The heavy door began to swing shut, but the man forced it open, glaring down at her with unfocused eyes and mumbling, "Are ye the witch that will grant people wishes?" Oh no. It was at that moment that the white-haired girl realized she had been careless. The man had sought out the mansion because he believed the legends of the witch, and he did not seem particularly right of mind either. Perhaps a result of wandering through the forest for several days, or perhaps it was because he was so beaten down that he thought to ask for a witch's help. In a word, he seems mad. No, there's no witch here. Sure there is, don't ye tell me lie. I can hear the witch's voice. She led me to this house. Damn you, witch, why did you lead him here? I promise you there isn't. Now please be on your way. Have ye any idea how long it took to find this place? How many days I've gone without food or water? And you're telling me to get lost. I don't know what you want from me. I'm happy to give you a little food, so please. Is there really no witch? There is no witch here. There is nothing but a legend. If she does exist, she doesn't live here. I see. And that means you're just an ordinary person. Just a person. Just a girl. So there ain't a thing he can do. No, get away from me. What are you doing? Why wasting time? Waiting for ye to get me a little grub when I could just take it all. I'm starving here. I'm so hungry I could eat a human. You're about to commit a grievous sin. Are you not ashamed of the act in defiance of God? God. If I believe in God, I wouldn't come begging to a witch. I don't fear him. I'm sure Elle don't fear people. I sure as well don't fear people. Who's gonna show up at a house in the middle of nowhere? Who's gonna call me out? Who's gonna stop me? No one, that's who. No one's gonna stop me, and no one's gonna offer me salvation. There's a thought. You're a woman, so before I kill ye... What are you doing? What? There are other people here. The white girl lay on the floor beneath a yelling bandit, pleaded for help with her ruby eyes. As soon as Michael grabs the situation, he tossed the candle aside and leapt for the man. The candle still gave a sharp clang when it hit the floor. The impact extinguished the flame, bringing the mansion to near-perfect darkness. Something glinted in the bandit's hand. And then, without hesitating, he thrust it at Michael. It was a dagger. Michael! How stupid must he be to come at me unarmed? In his hand, his blood literally kills everybody. You don't know how stupid you are. In his hand, the man held a knife. It's dripping with Michael's blood. And spill from the gash in his arm flowed growing ever heavier with each passing moment. You're the only other person here by the looks of it, eh? Perfect. I'd take your boat out. You... What? You don't appear to know whose house you tried to break in. Did she speak while I was reading? No, I don't see a witch. What are you on about? Regret your ignorance to your very last breath. You're messed up in the head. You're a madman. Hey, stay the hell back. Take one more step in. A hand. I inherited the witch's curse. Let go. Michael clutched the man's face in one hand. The man raised his knife to strike back, but what's happening? The string drained from his fingers, the knife falling to the floor. The man writhed in Michael's grips. Yeah, my face, I can't breathe. Leave this place immediately, though you won't get far afflicted with my curse. Helpless to fight back, nay, helpless to even consider fighting back, the bandit fled from the mansion in terror. In his wake, only the white-haired girl and bleeding Michael remain. I just saw a man's life drained from him, his face withering away, sucked completely dry. I didn't doubt him, but dear God, that was quite disturbing for you, I'm sure. No, not at all. It's my fault anyways. I hadn't been so careless. Oh, your arm, we need to get that wrapped up. Please do not touch me. You mustn't touch me. That wound is hardly fatal. It's all my fault, I'm sorry. Though a degree of blame falls on me for saying nothing. Next time someone comes to the door, let me know. I'm sorry. Please, you don't need to apologize. Well, yes. Nothing. For once, I'm actually proud of myself. I'm proud that I could use this terrible ability of mine to do something more than just take life. To protect someone I care about. So like I said, please don't apologize. Alright, thank you. Michael. I'm glad you're here. I care about you too. Thank you. That was it. Had the flame of Michael's candle not gone out when he threw it to the floor, he would have seen a heartfelt smile on the white-haired girl's face. But she would have been flushed red and awkward with an awkward smile on Michael's normally blank face. He also might have been seen a little glimmer on her cheek. There are a few drops of his blood that had landed where a few drops of his blood had. But alas, they had no light. Wait, his blood is also cursed, right? The collapse of their happiness came slowly, gradually. Perhaps it was because she had touched his blood instead of his skin. But the deterioration of the white-haired girl crept along at a relaxed pace. The life was not sucked out of her in the blink of an eye, as it had been from the bandit. She merely grew progressively less and less healthy. Amidst her physical decay, she was bestowed with one blessing. Her beauty remained untouched. But as far as blessings went, surely there were others she could have been granted. Could God not have picked something a little better for her? By the time the two of them had realized what was happening, it was already too late. The white-haired girl had grown so weak she could hardly leave her bed. Yes? Oh, you are there. I am. Thank goodness. I can't see very well anymore. How could this happen? I thought I saved you, but no. I did the exact opposite. Please don't talk that way. You did save me that day. But you're on the cusp of death now, and it's my fault. Because of this curse I bear. How could this happen? Why did this have to happen? What am I? Why was I given this body? Michael, I can, ask you a favor. Go ahead. Stay with me, please. As much as you can until the very end. I was going to do as much anyways. You're being quiet. I don't like that. Thank you. I'm happy, Michael. Happier than I have ever been. And I mean that. You didn't just save my life. You saved me. I've been saved. But only me. I wonder how he'll manage things when I'm gone. If only I hadn't opened the door that day, I wouldn't be leaving him all alone. And we could be happy together for even longer. Yes. Would you please hold my hand. That will kill you faster. I think it's probably safe now. I will not. I cannot touch you. If I do, I might take what remains of your life. Take your beauty away and force you to die hideous. I cannot touch you. Oh, I can't go into backlogs. I can't go into backlogs! Did she say something? I bet she did say something, didn't she? Just a reminder that all of this is fake. I cannot touch you. Dark, 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 it's dark. How long has it been dark here? How long have I been in the darkness? It's so cold here, freezing. Where could she have gone? Where could Giselle, yes. Her smile shines so bright that it can cast away the darkness. I must take her hand. She's been calling for me for so long. Take her hand, but I'm cursed. That will kill her. No, 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 this is all a lie. Cursed. This is all a lie. Sound, it's her. On his way back from the washroom several days later, Michael heard muffled voices. He got it. Good. He was having trouble making out what they were saying, but he could tell there were several men, and they were outside the front door. The fact that he could hear them all through the heavy door mean that they were probably shouting quite loudly. An indescribable sense of uneasiness overcame him. Dread. He drew nearer to the door and focused on the voices on the other side. They grew clearer enough for him to make out what the men were saying. Everything is in place. Ready to kill the witch now. This is definitely the place. Said the half-dead bandit, and she was in this mansion. Listen well, no matter what we find in there, we will kill it. It could be a child for all I care, it doesn't change anything. Kill the witch. Kill the witch, kill the witch, kill the witch. What he heard beyond the door was a group of men shouting for the death of the witch. In that moment, Michael regretted his decision to let the bandit go free, and not watch over him until the moment of his demise. He must have made his way down to the village in search of help, where he revealed that he had found the mansion. But he found out the mansion. Damn it. But it was too late. Regret would solve nothing. He could neither stop the villagers from raiding the house, nor could he stop the white-haired girl from dying to the effects of his curse. He was helpless to do anything. The great gears of fate had locked him onto a path of tragedy and were turning mercilessly onwards. The man had begun trying to break down the door with what sounded like a battering ram. While the first strike was not enough to breach the barrier, it was still quite powerful. He was certain it would not hold for long. Michael's mind raced. Was there anything he could do about this predicament? How could he escape from the corner he had been backed into? Despite his possessing inhumane powers, he could not be powerless against a full mob of men. He would be powerless against a full mob of men. The villagers almost certainly came armed as well. Michael, A weak voice came from behind him. Aghast, he spun around to find a white-haired girl stumbling towards him. She breathed heavily, leaning against the columns for support. "What are you doing out here?" "You only worsen your condition by exerting yourself." I had a sinking feeling that I heard noises on my way here. It seems that I have brought all my misfortune upon you. Don't say that. Damn it. Nothing? Nothing? Really? You don't have anything to say? If I hadn't come here, this would have happened. You would have been in any danger. Please, Michael, hand me over to the men outside. Absolutely not. I will not do such thing. I will do no such thing. They're here for the witch, aren't they? I'm guessing they're the same people who were chasing me before. The village had a poor harvest this year, I hear. Like the village in the legend. And they believe it's the witch's curse. But you're not a witch. I need someone to fill the role, though. So please, hand me over. Then escape on your own. I could never. Please, Michael. I'm the one who is cursed, not you. And you want me to hand you over? What would I have left then? Nothing. Not a thing. I would have nothing. After so long, I finally found someone who isn't afraid of me, who won't run. I have no interest in a world that will take you away from me. Make me live alone once more. To hell with such a world. Michael. Oh God. Would you be willing to die with me? If that's what you wish, then stay with me until the very end. I probably wanted to hear that just as much as him. No, not probably, I did. I wanted to have someone at my side as much as him. It's so lonely not having anyone. To live alone, to die alone. To not have anyone watching over you. For no one to even know you're dead. I simply wanted someone to tell me they're here for me. To be there, to hold my hand. How wonderful that would be. The sense of utter relief it would bring. Would be enough to cast away all the pain. Allow me to accept our suffering. Nothing. So please, tell me you'll... Oh, the watchtower. Michael and the white-haired girl chose to spend the final moments at the top of the observation tower. They could hear the crash of the battering ram against the door and the shouts of men and their stomping feet. Despite all that, the ray of light shining through the little window was beautiful as always. The room's air of serenity remained unimpeached. After the long climb to the top, the white-haired girl was terribly out of breath. Michael considered several times offering her his hand, but the possibility that doing so might rob her of her last scraps of life stayed in his mind. It sounds like they broke down the door. I'm glad we made it up here when we did. I'm sorry for asking this of you. Don't be. I would have chosen here for my final moments as well. This is the one place in the mansion with any sunlight. One place I can get a good look at you. Thank you. I'm, I'm truly glad that I was able to end up here. That I was able to meet you. And more than anything that you... Nothing, good lord. You've been quiet. And more than anything that you said you cared about me. Have I managed to become an essential part of your life? Do you even need to ask? I wouldn't be here otherwise. I feel the same way as you, I'm sure of it. The two of us are more familiar than you probably cared to admit. Can I ask you one more thing? Go on. Would you embrace me? No, because you'll die. If this is to be the end, if this is to be my last chance, then I don't want it to end without having been able to touch you. Please don't refuse this, Michael. Just do it, please. I won't keep you waiting long. Thank you. The truth is, I always wanted this. I always dreamed of being able to hold you. Nothing. I dreamt of it too. Thank you. I'm so very... She is still so beautiful. What a cruel joke. Could you not have given us some other miracle? One that would allow us both to survive. Where are you? Where do you get off to? I can't find her, damn it. Hey, there's some stairs over here. They lead up. Beneath a single ray of light, the white-haired girl lay completely still. Not even a frail sigh escaped her closed lips. She remained as gorgeous as ever. It was as though she had simply fallen asleep in the sunlight. Looking down upon her, Michael determined to do one thing. I will not allow anyone to sully this light. He gave a fleeting glance back at her pristine corpse, and then opened the door and stepped through it alone. He would protect that room where she laid. Nothing, good lord, you've been quiet. Hey, there's someone up there. But this is where you've been hiding, you infernal witch. Wait, that's not the girl. The rapturous sound of their footsteps rang up from below. Shortly thereafter, the men themselves came into view. As he had expected, they were heavily armed. He glowered at the men, then sucked in a deep breath and shouted at the top of his lungs. I am the witch you seek. I have inherited her curse, and it is I who brings calamity upon you. You hear that? But he's a man or woman, it doesn't matter. Dead to anyone who has ties to the witch. Cleanse this earth of all impurities. Kill him. Kill him. Michael did not flinch at the sight of the men. He stood unyielding between them and the door. He did not flinch when they raised their weapons against him, nor when they stabbed right through him. They pierced his body. Die! Take your curse with you! I have no need for this life any longer. It's all yours. I'm cursed. To kill even that which I wish to protect. But at the very least I can protect one thing before my life is done. Not even one of you will leave this place. Wither and die by my curse. Blood spilling from his skewered body flowed down the stairs and down like a little river. Soaked the feet of every single man who had stormed the mansion. This was the last thing he saw before the final grains of light slipped between his fingers, which brought a faint smile to his lips. They all died. Oh, you're still alive. Neither of them had expected what happened next, though for God has a most twisted sense of humor. The white-haired girl had not miraculously passed away without being robbed of her beauty. Why am I still alive? She had rather not passed away at all. You've been real quiet. Quite cruel of him, was it not? Michael? Where have you gone, Michael? Michael? I smell blood. For had he allowed her to die, she would not have made it to witness the scene that awaited her. No, no. I'm sure you know just what it was she laid eyes upon in that moment. The ravaged corpse of her beloved. A torrent of blood streaming down the spiral staircase, and the sickening stench it raised. No, why? And his was not the only body. The villagers who had assaulted the mansion had been subjected to his curse. The life drained from their withered shield. Why did this? Michael, why? Why am I the only one still alive? That question, I cannot answer either. Perhaps his ghost did not affect the house he loved, as terribly cruel as that might be. I cannot say. Why? You said we would go together. A war without you has no meaning. She had actually expended her life there in that room atop the tower. Perhaps this tale could have a happy ending. Had she actually expended her life in the room at top of the tower, perhaps this tale could have a happy ending. She would have at least been able to have the man she loved at her side until the very last moments upon this earth. But that was not what had transpired. She had survived and been utterly alone. I felt a profound pity for the miserable girl. You've been real quiet. So I called out to her. The Fata Morgana! Would you like to see him once more? Wait. The person narrating is the witch? I thought it was the maid. Would you like to see him once more? What? I have the power to help you meet him again. Who's there? Where are you? You know what they call this mansion. So, who do you suppose remain on these grounds? No way. You're from the legend. You actually exist. Now, I ask you a simple question. Would you like to see him again? The witch grants people wishes, but at a price. I said I wouldn't ask her for assistance if I met her. But that all changed. Now that I lost him, if it's truly possible, then yes, I will want to see him. Bring him back to life. Regrettably, I cannot directly meddle with the forces of life and death. However, I can guarantee you this. Your reconstruction. Reconstruction. Correct. To ensure that you remain as yourself in future lives, and are not reborn as someone else, your body and mind shall be reconstructed. Is this a true story, or is it a faker? Mine shall be reconstructed, as shall his. If you sincerely wish to reunite with one another, you genuinely need each other in your lives. If you genuinely need each other in life, then you would eventually meet again. I don't buy it. All I can promise you is eternal reconstruction. What you make of it is up to you. You want to see him again, don't you? You want to hear his voice again, don't you? You want to feel his hand on your cheek once more, don't you? If that's what you want, then you must remain who you are. If you are simply reborn, that wouldn't be you. So there wouldn't be any point, would there? Me, as I am, and he as he is. Make up your mind quickly. I will not wait long. I want to see him again. As you wish, sweet little girl. I shall grant you both eternal reconstruction, and pray with all my heart that you can attain true happiness. I don't buy it. Shortly thereafter, the white-haired girl took her own life. She decided she had nothing to gain by remaining in the present time, and that in order to reunite with Michael, she need to make her way to her next life. And thus the mansion was left barefoot of a master to travel slowly through the ages until someone came along to give it life once more. Still don't believe anything. I don't buy it for a second. The maid, but an unfathomable amount of time has passed, and the two have still yet to reunite. Have they, master? You know now who you are. You know now who you are, do you not? Just a fake memory. You remember everything now, do you not? You were present in every single era. Wait, what? The reason for which is as I described in the previous tale, because you yearn to be reunited with someone. But that person never showed up in any era. Am I the white-haired girl? And poor sweet you having no memory of any of that. Live those lives with other men. Is it any surprise misfortune befell those eras then? The door swung close. But rather than outside, you and the maid were inside the dull monochrome room at the top of the observation tower. Don't believe anything for a minute. The awe-inspiring ray of light shone not through the lone window high upon the stone wall. Wrapped in the curious impenetrable darkness, you both stood alone in the room. The maid wore a gentle but brutally cold smile as she looked straight at you. It's not your fault misfortune befell you, but only force to blame for that is fate. You are always so kind, so pure of heart, and you had boundless trust for others and the goodness of people. You are the very image of all that is right. There is no greater misfortune than someone as pure and beautiful as you, being mercilessly thrown into the grinding gears of tragedy again and again. I still pity you for everything you had go through. You poor, poor soul. You must be utterly exhausted, constantly betrayed, the man you were waiting for never appearing. After so long, your spirit worn down to the bone, you lost any and all awareness of who you even were. Who were you hoping to find wandering into this illusionary mansion? Were cut off from the real world. You and I are the only ones here. The man you seek is nowhere to be found. Have you still not figured it out? No, because it's all lies. I don't believe it. Then allow me to tell you everything. Oh, so you're the witch. I believe that. I believe that because that's obvious. I am the cursed witch, Morgana, who haunts this mansion. And you are the tragic plaything of fate, the white-haired girl named Giselle. Did my calling you master confuse you? Yes. If so, then I apologize. My habit of calling the master or mistress of the house master is quite deeply ingraining. And yes, that means precisely what you think it does. That I have accepted you as my new master. That I wish for you to remain here. To stay with me. So let us put an end to this journey. Do not worry, there is nothing to fear. We are simply going to step outside the river of time. Nothing unpleasant will ever happen to you again. And I will be here with you for all eternity, and I will give you my utmost care. You will not have to wait for anyone. I don't freaking believe you. Forget about him, the man you once sought. And I'm sure you'll find happiness. Please do it for me. I've been waiting for you for so very long. I have wanted nothing more than to see you again. But you were continually stolen away from me, despite my sincerest desire to spend my days with you. Which is why I wanted you to recall everything. For surely you would not willingly repeat the same fate. Don't believe anything for a minute. If you knew all the pain it had caused you to suffer thus far, spend eternity with me in the gentle embrace of darkness. The maid extended her hand for you. Her fingers brushed up against yours, were as cold as ever, but her breath trickled your skin pleasantly, and her sweet words rang in your ears, filling you with warmth. You thought back on your time with her in the mansion. She had indeed always treated you with great compassion, and nothing she had said seemed to be a lie. And so you pondered. What were you to do? There's still more to be done. I don't accept you because I was told this is all a lie. So, either I reject her proposition or there's still more to be done. God damn it, can I save? The witch. Great. And with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Oh god. Yes, I'm leaving this on a cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, okay? We will come back to this choice later. So, yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. We will return to the choice in the next video. Bye!